Hello, good day everyone. This is Vandana Singh. Here I am introducing with the most interesting chapter of bookkeeping and accountancy from Maharashtra State Board HSC examination, that is accounts of not for profit concern. It is crucial because it include all types of business organizations, but which are only working for the welfare of the society primarily, then profit, and not as per the other organization which are working for the profit purpose. Hence, it is a not profit organization, right? So in this chapter we are going to learn what kind of accounts we need to prepare for not for profit organization. In this chapter I will teach you the meaning, the financial statements which you need to prepare, what kind of financial statements are there, how does it work, for what are the accounts, how does it prepare, and with the example I will complete the video. Hence, let us start with the video. The very first here I have started with the meaning, that is a non-profit organization is a legal and accounting entity that is operated for the benefit of the society as a whole, rather than for the benefit of the sole proprietor or a group of partner or shareholder. Here in this, once we have to understand that the thing which they are doing is specifically for the community or for the society, not for the owner's welfare or not for the group of persons who are doing the business. It is specifically operated for taking the interest, for care, and for the welfare of the society, right? Next, a non-profit organization is existing only for the benefit of society and not for any profit purpose. Definitely the name itself suggests that this organization is only for the purpose of service, that is for the welfare of the society and not for earning the profit. The primary purpose or the primary motto of this organization is to provide the primary benefit or the service or the welfare to the society or to the community. That's it. Next, financial statement. Hope all of you have understood the meaning. If you want to take the screenshot of the meaning, you can. Okay, I hope all of you have taken the screenshot, or you may write it down. Now, here the most important accounts in this chapter you need to prepare are receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account, and finally balance sheet. Now in this chapter you will compare it with the final accounts, where you need to prepare three accounts. First is trading account, second is profit and loss account, and lastly the balance sheet. Partners capital form as a part of the account. Now that is for the profit making organization, that's why there you used to show the profits and losses, but in this chapter they are not working for the profit or losses, they are working only for the welfare. Therefore, whatever the benefit, whatever the income they earn from this business, that should be shown as a surplus. That we will again discuss ahead. Let me continue with the next. These are specifically formed for the promotion of art, culture, education, sports, charity, etc. Now let us move ahead to its accounts. First is receipt and payment account. It is a kind of cash book. It is a summary of all cash transaction. It starts with the opening cash and bank balance, ends with closing cash and bank balance. This is the account where they used to give in the question. First of all, left hand side top of the corner, they used to start with the cash and bank balance, that is called opening cash and bank balance, and to the right hand side they used to show the closing cash and bank balance. That's why it include cash book, not the trial balance. Understood? Unlike, yes, definitely final accounts. Next, this account record all receipts and payments irrespective of the period they belong. Now here any kind of receipts and payments, it can be of a revenue or a capital, should be included to the receipts. That is to be shown further to the income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Now let me take the example of revenue receipts such as subscription rent, locker rent, interest receipt, etc. These type of receipts are recurring in nature, means coming again and again in the business. But capital receipts are non-recurring in nature. It can include donation for building, sport tournaments, library, life membership fees, etc. And it should be shown on the liability side of the balance sheet. As I have given here, receipt, capital, all types of capital receipt should be shown to the balance sheet liability side. And all kind of revenue receipts need to be shown to the income and expenditure income side. And in case of payment, it include revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. The revenue expenditure include all type of expenditure for a shorter period, and capital expenditure include all type of expenditure for a longer period. Let us take an example. It could be a salary, taxes, insurance premium, etc. In the case of capital expenditure, it include a purchase of land, any kind of fixed asset such as land, furniture, building, machinery, whatever. It should be a fixed asset. Now this receipt and payment account used to normally given in the question, and with the help of this receipt and payment account you need to prepare the income and expenditure account. So our next account is income and expenditure account. So let me explain. Okay, so this is our income and expenditure account. Now let us have a look. It is a summary of revenue income and revenue expense of a particular period. It means it includes only the income and the expenditure of the given period. It is similar to profit and loss account. It is a nominal account, not for profit concern. Prepares income and expenditure account. As it is given here, profit and loss account as well as income and expenditure account, both are a nominal account. Nominal account means it include the income and expenditure or receipt or payment for a particular period. In the case of not for profit concern also, you need to prepare income and expenditure account, but in case of final account you need to prepare profit and loss account. Both are similar, but it is to be considered in case of final account and it is to be considered in case of not for profit concern, as it is for service, not for the profit purpose. Understood? Now move ahead to the next point, which is all revenue expenses and losses of current year are debited and all revenue income gains of current year are credited to this account. Definitely all kinds of losses such as loss by fire or any kind of expenses of the particular year should be shown to the debit side, that is expenditure side. Debit side is a expenditure side, and all kind of income or gains should be credited to the income and expenditure account. Credit side include income, debit side include expenditure, and credit side include income. Okay, next is surplus or deficit is transferred to capital fund. Definitely whatever the outcome of the account, either the income side is higher, you will receive the surplus, or the expenditure side will be higher, that is the debit side will be higher, you will get the deficit. In case of final account, there will be profit or loss. Why? Because they are the profit making organization. As it is non-profit organization, not non-profit business concern, therefore here you need to show the surplus or the deficit. Therefore any outcome, either it is a surplus or it is a deficit, you need to show it to the capital fund under the heading of the capital fund, that is on the balance sheet liability side, top side. Next point is it include all cash and non-cash items for example salaries, bad debts, depreciation, etc. It means all cash and non-cash item. Salary should be paid in a cash form, right? Or bad debts, it cannot be in a cash form, but in the accounts, as the person, the debtor is unable to pay the amount, you need to show as a bad debt. So it include both cash item also and non-cash items also. And lastly, the balance sheet, that include all types of capital receipts and capital expenditure. It normally shows the financial position of the business organization as to where does it exist, which is normally at the end of the year. Now here is a simple problem I have taken as an example to explain you what is income and expenditure account and balance sheet with the help of the receipt and payment account given here. So you may now here you may take the screenshot clearly. Yes. After that, this. Next, this one. Hope it is clearly visible. Okay. Now I move it to the solution. Here I have prepared the income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st March 2019. To the left hand side, see here expenditure is given, and to the right hand side income is given. Below I have prepared the balance sheet as on 31st March 2019. To the left hand side it is a liability which shows always the credit balance, and to the right hand side assets which always shows the debit balance, as you all know from the final accounts. Let us go through the question. What is given? From the following receipt and payment account and additional information, prepare income and expenditure account, and additional information, prepare income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st March 2019 and balance sheet as on that date. With this, you have understood what you need to prepare. First one is income and expenditure account, and secondly the balance sheet for the year 2019 with the help of the information which is receipt and payment. As I have told you in the introduction itself, receipt and payment will be given to you, and with the help of receipt and payment account you need to prepare the income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. Now let us come to the receipt and payment account for the year ended 31st March 2019. To the debit side there will be the receipt, to the credit side there will be the payment. As we have seen in the small chart, receipt include all type of revenue receipt and capital receipt, and payment what? Revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. So first they have started with the balance brought down, and next they have ended with the balance information, that is the adjustment of the sum. Here they have given you the 5 adjustments. First one is outstanding rent was rupees 200. Now see whether the rent is given or not in the question. Yes, definitely it is given here. It means it is the payment, it is to be included in the expenditure side. Yes, payment need to be included in the expenditure side. It's a nominal account, and here also they have given you the adjustment at the same time. So what will be the effect of the adjustment? First, any kind of outstanding, that means the thing which they have not received. Outstanding means unpaid. Now it is to be included to the expenditure side, that is income and expenditure debit side. I have written here expenditure side. Next one, subscription. Second effect of the outstanding rent will be to the balance sheet. Yes, definitely liability side, balance sheet, liability side. So here I will write first effect to the expenditure side and of what? Income and expenditure account, and second one will be to the liability side of the balance sheet. Yes. Now here I will mark as a star because adjustment is given for this entry. So first of all let us post this so that it will be in our consideration, right? First one is rent. Rent is rupees 2000, and the adjustment as outstanding is the remaining to pay. That's why we need to add the short form of the outstanding is O/S. You can write whole as well, outstanding. Now add these two, you will get 2200. The another effect of the same adjustment will be outstanding rent rupees 200. Now let us see the next adjustment. Next adjustment is about the subscription include rupees 1000 as a subscription received in advance. Now remember the already is your receipt. So see to the debit side of the receipt and payment account, here I will mark it as a star because you need to remember adjustment is given on this. Now let us first of all show it to the income and expenditure income side, that is to the credit side by subscription inner column. Whatever the adjustment is given, you need to show to the inner column. Now see the effect, as it is the advance that people. Now this has two effects. One is should be shown to the income side of the income and expenditure account, and another effect will be, that is income side you need to be subtracted, it need to be subtracted. Then the next effect for this transaction will be to the liability side of the balance sheet, right? And the next one is, and subscription outstanding for the current year. Anything which is outstanding, means not received yet, should be added to the subscription. Therefore the two effect arises. First one, you need to add it to the subscription, that is income side of the income and expenditure account. Another effect will be to the asset side of the balance sheet. So let us give the effect of this adjustment. First one, as a subscription received in advance, so we need to subtract the advance, that is subscription received in advance, rupees 1000. You need to subtract this, you will get 4000. Another effect was outstanding, so outstanding need to be added. So here I am writing outstanding subscription which is rupees 500. Add these two items, you will get 4500. Write it to the outer column. Another effect of these two, advance, the item, the subscription which is received in advance, firstly they have received it, so it should be shown to the liability side, because already they have received it for the coming year. Subscription received in advance, amount is 1000 rupees. Another effect of the outstanding will be outstanding subscription rupees 500. Okay, let us move to the next adjustment, that is the third one, depreciate furniture at the rate 8%. So any kind of depreciation should be subtracted from the concerned item, that is minus from furniture to the asset side of the balance sheet, and another effect will be shown to the expenditure side, that is income and expenditure debit side. So let us give the star marking of furniture, it is given to the payment side, right? So here let us give the effect. Furniture is our asset, so show it to the asset side. Furniture amount is rupees, how much? Amount is rupees 8,000. Right. Now what is the adjustment? Depreciation at the rate 8%. So let us calculate the 8% of the 8,000. It will be 640 rupees. So let us give the subtraction. You will get 7,360 rupees. Right? Is it visible? Its next effect will be to the expenditure side. Here I am writing depreciation on furniture rupees 640. Okay, move ahead to the next adjustment. 50% entrance fee should be capitalized. Now remember, anything which need to be capitalized should be shown to the liability side of the under capital fund heading. See, it is given in the receipt and payment side. Now here you need to show, you need to see the entrance fees. Entrance fees is given as 4,000. So what is the 50% of the 4,000? That is rupees 2,000. This 2,000 need to be shown under the capital fund heading onto the liability side of the balance sheet. Right? Now the remaining 2,000 needs to be shown to the where it is given receipt side. So it should come to the income side of the income and expenditure account. Understood? So see here, first effect will be by entrance fees. Inner column, total amount is rupees 4,000, out of which 50% need to be capitalized, which means 50% is going to be capitalized. That is 50,000 of 50% of the 4,000 is rupees 2,000. So the total amount come to the outer column is rupees 2,000. Another effect of this will come under the heading of capital fund. In this, you need to add 50% of the entrance fees, that is rupees 2,000. Now where does the capital fund is given? So see again the adjustment they have given in the adjustment. The last adjustment, capital fund was rupees 3,000. Now this 3,000 you need to take it to the liability side of the balance sheet. This adjustment does not have any double effect. Why? Because as it is given under the heading of additional information, it means it's just information, it is not your adjustment. Understood? So see here, under this heading I am writing here rupees 3,000. Now let us see one by one. Anything is left? As I have completed all the adjustment. Subscription I have taken here firstly to the income side. Next let us see the donation. Donation is rupees 5,000. It is your income. So write here, this is your income. It need to be shown to the income side. Entrance fees, again your income, we have taken it, it is your adjustment. Then interest also is your income. Then salaries, salary is your expenditure. Printing stationery expenditure. Commission again expenditure. Electric charges again expenditure. Furniture is your asset, right? So let us give one by one effect. And lastly, the balance carried down is given is your cash balance. So it need to be shown to the asset side. So I am writing here A, that is your asset. So let us give one by one effect. Donation is remaining. Write it to the income side. By donation rupees 5,000. Next, what else is remaining? Entrance fees we have shown. Then interest is remaining. So interest rupees 1,000. Now let us come to the payment side. See the payment. Salaries rupees 4,000 is given. I have here salaries rupees 4,000. Then printing and stationery rupees 1,000. Right here printing and stationery rupees 1,000. Next, commission is also given. So right here commission rupees 500. Then rent I have already taken. Then electric charges, any kind of charges is your expenditure. So it need to be shown to the expenditure side. Charges rupees 1,500. Then furniture is given, we have taken. Lastly, cash in hand, it should be recorded to the asset side. Cash in hand rupees 1,000. Now let us take the total of income as well as expenditure side. So here I have taken the total of income and expenditure side. Income side total is 12,500 and expenditure side total is 9,840. Now which side is greater? Credit side, that is income side is higher than the expenditure side. So whichever side is higher, you need to take the total of that side. So right here 12,500. In the same way here also 12,500. Now the debit side total is 9,840 rupees. So let us take the subtracted value of these two items. So while subtracting, I am getting 2,660 rupees. Here I am using the calculator, but you people should not use the calculator. Should always do the calculation. So this is my greater value. Here I need to write the surplus. It means my income side is higher than the expenditure side. So income side total should be subtracted to the expenditure side total. So here I need to write excess of income over expenditure. Now let us add the value of the surplus. Before that, this is our total rupees 5,000. Add the surplus value, which is rupees 2,660 rupees. So what is the total value? The outer column value is 7,660 rupees. Now let us take the total of asset and liability. So here I have taken the total of both the side. My liability side is 8,860 and asset side also 8,860, hence both the side tallied, therefore my sum is completed here. Now let us meet to the next video. So soon I will prepare the next video. Thank you very much.